We'll be there in a few seconds. I hope I answered the question on MACD and divergence for you. So we're live. Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to our New York session. Thanks to all of you who are joining. And as we get lower into it, when more people join, I would explain to you where you need to leave your comments if you actually want the trade on the crypto. So let's say in the mid of not mid in the next 5 minutes, so I will explain because traders are now coming in and they're joining. Let everybody join and then we will go with it. So let's go back to where we are. Let's start with the single trade we're in. That is the PUNG. And like I said, I think this is a small running flat, which means I expect this to go back up. Well, let's see if that happens. If that happens, we're good to go. See, the magic works a lot. So if all of you wait to the very, very end of this webinar, you might get a little educational piece at the very end because I just had a question that I had to deal with, and I think I can. A lot of you are making that mistake, so I'll probably be able to help you with that. Okay, let's go. So everybody in, the YouTube traders are in. Let me just check, see if I can see YouTube participants. Where do I see how many people are on my side? I really don't get it to see how many traders are already logged in to know whether we can start. YouTube is live, right? Pick everything is going good there because I can't see most of it.
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
On the video, it says 16 people or so now.
16, okay, good. So I want to wait for more. So we're going to go. Let's go ahead, start. I'm going to go through all the majors. I'm going to go through the single trade we're in, which is the PUNG. I'm going to go through all the other trade setups you guys have. We're not going to do everything like we did in the webinar, just the majors. And then you will tell me, we would look at the trades that we select this morning, and then you will tell me what trades you want to look at. We have no news today. Market is pretty quiet. So no need to rush, no need to do anything. Tomorrow we have a lot of news events, so we will be trading. Tomorrow I think is, 1 second, I think non-farm payroll, I'm not sure what is it. Tomorrow I think is, yeah, non-farm payroll, so that should probably move the market a little, hopefully. I don't know that it will. We also have CAD news, and in the morning we have PUNG news at 11 a.m. We normally come into this room at 11:45. So the 11 a.m. trading will be in our trading room. So those of you who have the installment program will be able to join us. We will probably do it. I would use the installment link to do it, right? Just like we did yesterday. So let's go. Let's start. Dollar index. I'll go through all the majors. We'll do the majors and then we'll go from dollar index. Still coming down, more of a consolidation, possible running flat, right? Like I said, this one is going to correct downwards. So we would look for buy setups on the other trade. So silver will be looking for a buy setup, but because of the depth of this pullback in the silver, and it pulled back quite a lot, we're not going to be buying anything in it. Right? We'll just let it happen. Now, I don't trade these little pieces in here. There are trades in there for people who scalp. I don't do that. So I think we will just let it come to the top, and then we'll be looking for the sell to the downside. Let's go. So we're going to the, all is good, thank you. We're looking at the goal, it's pretty much the same thing. I think we're consolidating here. I think I explained this morning, right, that this one might go back all the way to the top. And if it goes there, this is sharp. So there's a good chance it's gonna come here and probably go back up. So we might be in some kind of a consolidation here before we drop. Here's the best thing the best way to trade this. Let it go up, because you see they're pulling back quite a lot. So you'll be nervous if you try to trade that. Let it go up, break the tops, and then look for the sell. They drop faster. The drop is faster. So even if it's a short trade, you can get in and get out really quick. Euro, same thing. This one is really flat. So here's the thing. If you think this is going to drop now, this is what I would do. I'll put an entry order under the very low. You may say, but that is about 20 pips. Why not sell it now? Right? That's about 33 pips. Why put it 33 pips away? Traders do that. Like that's 33 pips I could take. I'm like, well, okay, if you can take it, sell it here. And you would learn a lesson when this goes back up to the top because your stop is here and they are going to take you out. So you just lost the trade and I'm still waiting for mine. Now, do I want to buy this to the upside? Nope, not on the euro. I would let all of this happen. And when it goes back to the top, I'll look for a sell setup or I'll move my entry. Now, this doesn't have a good sell setup from the top coming. I didn't see any of them. And I still think this is a running flat. I still think this is making a running flat here. So this would probably go back up. When it breaks the top, if I get a sell setup here, well, that would make sense. Because now I have a complete pattern. And that would be amazing for me because now I can sell it. So on the pong, we bought the pong. And why did we buy the pong and didn't buy anything? I think I clearly explained this to everybody, but I'll just go through this explanation again because it's pretty important and this is going to help you. Right? So if you remember, or you might not remember, I showed you at the start of after was the news, I showed you all these charts on the 4-hour and the daily. And I told you, this is one of the few that has a lot of consolidation at the top of the daily impulse. We already have 1, 2, we're in the 3rd one, and we could go for the 4th one, and we could come back for the 5th one, and then we could take off like a rocket. Or we could even come back here and do this and take off. So every time we come back to this low, my thought process is let me buy it back to the top if I get a buy setup. So we had a buy setup and I take the buy to the top. Now, that doesn't mean it is going to go to the top because it can come back. As a matter of fact, for you to know, we were buying this one to go back up. We bought this one to go back up. We bought that one. No, this one, I think we bought it, but we know it was going to stop there and it's going to come back here. And then we tried to buy this one up. And now we're trying to buy this one up. This one could just come right about here and drop again. We will consider if we get a good sell setup, depending how much it needs to break the low, because once it breaks the low, it could be over. If there is enough to break the low and give us profit, we'll take the trade, right? And then from here, we're still going to be looking for the next buy setup. If it drops again, we will still look for the next buy setup. And if it drops again, we will still look for the next buy. Every time we'll consider whether there's a good sell for us. If it is a good sell, we'll take it, but we're looking for the buy setup. And eventually one of this is going to take off like a rocket. Now, if you focus on the sell only, and you're selling and you're selling and you're selling, and you're making 5, 10 pips every trade, and you're not focusing on this one, and you got on the sell here, and this one becomes a loss, but you're not focusing on the buy, you will not get that trade. And most times you just watch it take off like a rocket, and you just watch it go. And then you get a consolidation, but that one is so far away from the low that you cannot buy it because you don't have any place to put a stop and you're not in the trade. And you haven't taken the buy to the upside. The buy to the upside is 200 pips. You made 6 trade with 4 pips or 10 pips each and you got 60 pips. With every time risking a whole percent or whatever of your account. Right? So you see the difference in it. That's the difference. We're trying to get the impulsive move that has the bigger direction. Now, it doesn't always go, like I said, this one didn't go very well. This one didn't go very well. This one was a good one. This one actually gave us some profit. And some of my traders actually had a 15-minute flag from here to go, right? Once it broke the low, we start looking for that trade up. Once this came back to the low, I think we actually sold some of this because we were expecting it to come back and make a flat like 1, 2, 3. So we knew this one was going to go to about the top and come down. That wasn't the secret. This could have been a sell. I don't know if we saw, I can't remember. But now we're trying to buy this. It's not going as impulsive as I would like it to go. I want to see more impulsiveness in it. It's going really slow. The first trade I closed for positive break-even. I call them positive break-even because it didn't give me the profit I want. And if this one starts to consolidate here, I'm going to exit the trade for a small loss. So the first trade is taken here, closed here. In the next trade, I put the entry order above the top. I'm tagged there. If I close it somewhere here, I'll be okay with that. Right? So if I see a few more candles consolidating here, I'll just close that trade because now it's going to come deeper. It might make a bigger consolidation here instead of the running flat I'm looking at and then go. If it does this, I will buy again. Only this time I'll be buying it somewhere here. So by the time we break the top, I can get it to break even. See? So now that you understand how wave analysis works, it looks very simple, right? Let's be honest. All of you look at that and said, well, I get that. I could do that. That's pretty easy. And then I take everything that I have on the chart out and I give you another chart and you look at it and say, well, this is confusing. It's not as easy as it looks, right? It's like football. You watch the game and while you're watching, you ever watch people watch the game and actually trying to tell the guy who is playing in there what he should do because he's doing it wrong? I watch people actually do that, right? I'm not a sports fan that much, but I sit with people when they watch sports with my friends and I watch them trying to dictate the game by watching at the TV, like, no, don't do that. This is how you do it. Like, they know exactly how they should do that, but they're not the ones playing, right? They probably never will ever get to that level, even if they were invited and given that ball and said, okay, there is no goalkeeper, just you and the ball, kick it in. And I guarantee you there's a 50% chance they'll miss, right? But it's easier when you're looking at someone doing it. It looks easy. Everything looks easy when somebody who can do it very well is doing it. Problem is when you have to do it, and that is why you need to train yourself to do it. If you train yourself to do something, it becomes easy, right? It's like me watching Johan doing his karate moves in his video, right? I'm like, oh, Johan can do that, I can do it. Well, I'm not going to ever try it because I don't want to break my arm or I don't want to get damaged. I don't want to get myself badly damaged, right? So he has a black belt, I don't, right? So Johan can tell you about that. If I try doing that, I'll probably be in the hospital. But it looks easy when he do it. I look at some of the videos he posts and, it looks like that's an easy thing to do. How many years you train for that, Johan? I have no idea, but I would assume it's about 5, 6 to 10 years, right? 35 years. Okay, good. Sorry, I was underestimating your practice. I was going like 10 years. 35 years he practiced to do that. That's why it looks so easy. It looks so smooth and so easy and so nice. Because he's been training himself to do that. So if you don't train yourself to understand wave analysis and patterns, you're not going to just watch me do it and go and repeat that move tomorrow. It's not going to happen. You're going to kill your account. And that's why when traders said, and they actually said this to me, hey, you said this thing should go up. I bought it. It's not going up. I'm like, dude, no, that's not what I said. Go back and watch the video. I didn't say you should buy it at that point. I said you wait for this to happen, and then you wait for the setup, and then you take the trade. And if the trade doesn't go, this is how you should manage the trade. But you heard one thing, up and buy, and you went right into the trade. Because it's simple. Most of the forecasts we do actually go. And the reason they're going is because we are looking for everything that says it can go. We're looking for the impulse, we're looking for the pattern, we're looking at where we are in the 4-hour, we're looking at where I am in the daily, I'm looking at the entire structure. But I don't show you all of that in every single trade that we are looking at. Because if I show you all of that, the day will end. But you are looking already at a flag. Traders look at a flag and say, oh, I'm buying this one. I'm like, nope, wrong one. Wrong timing, wrong place, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you might not get lucky. But the worst thing that happen to you is you buy it at the wrong place at the wrong time and you get lucky. And you think now you've found the golden rule of how you're going to trade. That's exactly what you're going to do every time. And you know what's going to happen to you, right? So, and then I get the call and I get the blame. So let's make this easy. It's a trainable thing. It's a learnable thing. And it's something that you can do. Everybody can do this. It doesn't call for any special talent to learn it. You can learn it. Now you can learn it by yourself. That is possible. I actually learned most of this by myself. That's how I created it. But I didn't learn it by sitting down and doing nothing. I watched thousands and thousands of video on YouTube. I mean thousands. I'm not exaggerating. Victor will tell you that because he was there when I was learning. And all hours of the day, anybody write me, they would wonder if they used to even ask me, do you sleep? Because once the session is on, I'm there. And I mean, I would be on for 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day, watching video and practicing, watching video and practicing. I watched every single, let's say 5 years ago, every single video that was posted for some days, 5 years ago, I almost watched them. There was a lot of crazy videos out there, more than there were 6 years ago. Not 5, maybe 8 years ago. There were more crazy videos now than there were then. Then there were videos that were not so crazy, right? The internet was not, so much saturated with the amount of crazy videos that I see out there now, right? There were a lot of theories, there were a lot of them, but I would still filter what I look at. Most of those videos I look at for like 3 minutes, and it was enough to tell me that that's crazy stuff. So There were videos that I looked at to the end. I would look at the strategy, I would watch what they do, and I would go practice. And it would take me years and years of 3 years of practice intensely like that to figure without trading. And I mean zero trading in those years, just practicing 18 hours a day to literally, and I wasn't alone. I think I had a guy with me, and then they had a third guy from England, 3 of us, and the third one just dropped off. He couldn't take the intensity of the work. The second one, after 2 years, dropped off, and I continued. Because it was really intense work. It was intense studying, intense practice, and we would do back testing and all. That's what it takes if you want to do it in your own. Now, that intense knowledge, if you want it faster and you want somebody to show you and train, if I want to learn karate, I'll go to Johan. I wouldn't go try to invent methods of learning it or watch his video and try to practice. I'll go find somebody to train me because my son is going to one of those classes right now. So you learn faster if you get somebody to train. That's the whole point. So you can learn this, you can think it. Don't make that mistake. Don't think it's that easy as you might see it. I'm telling you this because I've done one-on-one with traders who were years experience and said, I would always hear, I know patterns and I got everything, but I can't, I'm missing this piece and I'm missing that piece. And when I said, okay, show me what you're doing. And immediately they start seeing, well, no, I thought I knew patterns, but they're not the same patterns you're seeing because you see it different than I see it for some reason. And turns out, you know what the results. So let's go. This is going back up because we saw possible small running flat. If it wasn't a small running flat, I'll show you what we would do with it. Let's go. Aussie. I told you Aussie is going to go back up. I'm not buying this. This is a buy setup actually. See that? That's a buy setup. I'm not buying it because once it breaks this top, from my experience, once they break that top, they can turn. Now, I would not have enough as a risk to reward in that trade by putting a stop here and putting an entry there. Putting a stop here will break your account. It will just kill you. You have no idea why that is so wrong. Join us, we'll tell you why that is so wrong. It is going to tag you there and come back here. Right? So there is no trade to get there. Can it go higher? Yes, maybe, but we don't know that. This is telling us you don't know that is there. Wait. New Zealand is the same thing. They're all telling us that there's a very high probability we're going to go down. We still don't have a sell set up at any one of them because this could likely be a small running flat here that is going to go back up like that. And again, we are not buying this running flat. Although this has a better buy setup than the Aussie because we already tagged this top, see? Because if they go back above the top, then there's a good chance they can go much higher. So if I had to choose between buying this or buying the Aussie, I would go with this one. If I have to choose between buying this and buying the pound, I would buy the pound. See, that's the choice I made. And then we have to go with, let's see this one, yen. The yen dropped quite a lot. There was a running flat here that we probably should have traded if we wanted to. But again, the same thing. Once it breaks this low, it can turn. So let's say you sold that there, you put a stop here, and you're seeing this. You probably will close the trade, which means it didn't go the way we wanted. This was the best trade yesterday. Right? Because that could have actually gone through the bottom. So now what we're looking at is a possibility that we might still be in the consolidation. So here's what I want now. I want the bigger running flat. I want this to go back up like that. Give me this bigger running flat. And any sell setup I get here, I'll take to come and break the low. Why? Because once you break that low, you're breaking out of the structure. Now, two things can happen. Breaking the structure itself is irrelevant. It doesn't mean that, okay, now they're going to fall. But it means if you break out of the structure and you stay out of this structure, it's going to continue to go. If they break out of the structure and they come back into it, we will close that trade. Worst case is I'll get break even in that trade, but we will get some profit. And then we would look for the buy setup back to this stop. Now, we were trying to buy that. The only thing that distracted me was the depth of this pullback. Okay, I hope we don't get such a big flag here. We get a small one, and then we go with that trade. So this is the setup. Now, if this consolidates here and go again, we probably let it go. CAD, it's going to go back and break the top. It seems like a bigger one here now, but you can still take this trade. I don't really like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the trade. It's still valid as a buy, but the more they're coming deeper, the more they're telling me that they might just break the top and come back. If you want to take it from here, it might be even a better deal like this. Although this looks like a more complex pattern, this means that you can get 1, 2, 3, come back here and then go. So put it above the top. If it's a running flat, it will not break the top. If you want the trade, this would likely, if it's coming down back for this one, then it's going to come back without breaking that top here. And if you do that, you get this running flat. Best thing to find a flag here, but you can put an entry above here and see if that goes. I don't think it's going to go very far. I can tell you that right now because we already broke the top. We have a lot of divergence. This sell would be an amazing trade to the downside. Swiss, we're getting the running flat that we want. That is this one. You can put an entry here, you can put a stop here, and you would at least get one drop. Now, the question is, how far will that go? Will it come all the way to the bottom? Would it break through? Or would it just stop short here and go back up? Let's see what the bigger picture tells us. It could drop. The bigger picture said there's a possibility it could drop. Did we break the top? Oh no, we didn't. We didn't break this top, so that is a problem. Not breaking that top. It kind of come close, but it didn't break. That is a problem. That means this will still go back up. So this downside here might not be very long-lived, it might just come break this low and then start the up move. So if we take the trade, we'll have to take it somewhere here, which means if we get a flag somewhere here, we're going to trade it back to break the low, put it to break even, and if it goes through, good for us. But if it goes back up, we'll be out of that trade and we'll be looking for a buy setup to the upside. So all depends on how low it goes. We'll keep an eye on that. I like the sell setup though. So we can say wait for the running flat to finish and go with the sell. Aussie yen, we don't have anything here. We don't have anything on any of the yen pair. The euro pair might be giving you a buy setup. If it gives you, we'll have to wait. There is no buy setup in it. Not as yet, which means it can come lower. I'm not interested in the sell. I'm interested in when it's going to make this move back up. Then we'll get the buy. Pound yen, nothing. Also consolidated. See, this one already kind of this one is making this running flat here now. I think we're getting that running flat there now. So it could come down a little more if it's in this channel forming. So when you're in a channel like this, you want to get it either from the top of the channel or from the bottom of the channel. So I think this might come a little more. There's a good chance this will probably come back here. Maybe go back to the top, come back here, go back to the top. We'll see. If that is a big running flat, the sell would be amazing. So if it comes back to the top here and give us a sell, we'll sell it. Euro New Zealand, nothing. Right? You're here and you're getting this consolidation, which is most likely making a flat with this one. Kind of go back there and then maybe come back here. Let's see what the bigger picture is. Yeah, we're kind of in some consolidation. Take that off. Take this off. We can leave this, but basically you're in some consolidation in this range. Nothing interesting to trade there. Let's go Euro Oz. We're looking for a buy setup here too. I don't think we have the setup for the buy. We have the setup for a sell. We have this possibility for downside. Not a trade you want because once it breaks this low, it's going to go back up. We have this sharp wave. Rarely that one goes really, really fast. If you want to take it, it's rarely that this sharp wave back to the top is not the one that goes back up. So that's a caution in the sell. Euro pound, we don't have anything. It's coming down more, but not the sell setup as yet. Euro CAD, we're looking for a sell. We don't have it. Not as yet. It's still going up and it's still consolidating. So we'll wait. And pound Swiss. Pound Swiss go back to the top. So now we can consider if we get this sell setup, we'll take it. So this was it. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. You actually came down and go back up, and that is strange without breaking the low. So maybe we were in a more complex pattern than I thought. We'll wait and see. What if this was, nope, that wouldn't be a reversal as yet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope, we'll just wait. It could be something more complex forming. This was the top. That wasn't the buy setup. That was showing you the top. We broke the top already, so we'll wait. If this starts to come down and give us a flag anywhere inside here, we'll take the trade. Nothing here. This is back at the top. So let's wait when it gets there. We'll see what happens. And let's see. We have natural gas as a setup. Let it go back up. It needs to go up more. We'll let this go back. And then from the top here, from the top there, we'll try to get a trade down. US oil, nothing. US oil going sideways. So you can actually put the entry order for the sell. we can put that entry order because you actually have a complete flat starting from this point. See, that was the first up move there. Then they came down. They kind of go up, come down, go. You have two flats in here, right? So this piece here completes this flat. You have a 1, 2, 3 up there. You have a 1, 2, 3 up there. You have a 1, 2, 3 here. And you have another one up. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 up there. It didn't break the top, but I think it's okay. It doesn't have to break the top. It can be a contracting flat, pretty good. So put an entry order there. Don't put the stop above the flat. Put the stop a little higher. Put the stop maybe somewhere here. Just this impulse, basically, because there was a small flat here. So put the stop above that impulse. If we get this trade, we'll see how far it goes. Where we think this can go, it can drop quite a lot. Because you're dropping, it will have to retest this low. If they drop from there, most likely they'll retest this low. Right, so let's look at it in the bigger picture. On the bigger picture, if this is dropping, it could come back and retest this low here. And then we could look at this as a flat, see? So you will get a 1, a 2, and a 3. So this would be your trade. Entry here, stop just above here. You're looking for this trade, break the low, move your stops very tight. If they go through, good for you. If they don't go through, they're going to come back, exit the trade. We're looking for this one up. So now we will have 1, 2, 3. And all of this here could be either a separate flat of its own, like 1, 2, probably go for 3, make another 1, 2, 3 here like that. Or we're going to be in a long drawn out consolidation, which means each one of this replicates itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back to the top and then drop. All right, so let's go back with that. Sorry, this would be the first flat. This one goes, this one goes up. That is the flat. You get 1 down, you get 1 down. You get 1 up, 1 up. You get 1 down, 1 down. You get 1 up, 1 up, and then you drop. So that could be one of those long drawn out ones. Right? Let's wait. This sell is good though. I like the sell here. I like the sell setup. It's a nice trade. Put a stop here and target the low. S&P 500. We still have the correction, except now we're making a much bigger flat, right? So we can start with the first impulse up. The first impulse up was this one. Then they kind of pulled down and went back up, and then they drop again. Now you can make an argument for this being a flat of its own, and this is the low. If this is the low, that's the first one up. This is a correction. This one has to go back up, break the top, and then we look for that sell setup. Right? So let it go back up, break the top, and then look for the sell setup. The range is very small. Traded within that range would not give you much profit, and it will put you in a lot of headache. So what we actually want is this to come here, break this low, go back up there, break this top, not break this low, but stay close to the low, go back there, and then we'll look for a sell setup. Let's see if we get that trade. It will be a sell here too, same thing. Yeah, this one is pretty clear. This one actually went up all the way to the top, came back here, go back there. So you're doing 1, 2, 3. You have to go back up, come back down, go back up, make a flat, drop. US start the same thing. This is much easier. And actually, you're getting the correction only in this range. You're getting a correction in this range. So this could possibly go up higher. Not necessary because we didn't break the low, but it could possibly go. If you're thinking of buying any one of them, buy this one. Not that you should, but if you're thinking of, because this one, the consolidation is way there, right? It's not coming up. The only thing you have to be thinking, it's not going to tag you, but the danger is that what if this is making a contracting flat here and this just drops to the bottom? That is the danger. But if you put an entry above the top, it's not going to tag you if it's dropping to the bottom. Nifty, we don't have it. We actually finished everything. I'm just going to go through them. Nifty, nothing. DAX, nothing. It's coming down back. So nothing, no sell, no buy. Stay away from this. Put this one here. Take this out. That is over. Look at this. And it looks like they're making a flat for upside. Right? So we'll have to wait, see what it makes. Take this out. It's no longer valid. Tesla, somebody wanted this. It's coming down some more. I'm hoping they will give us one more up. If under here, this consolidation stays a lot, sell it. Because if that is the case, we might be coming down from here. We wouldn't go higher. So if it stays there a lot, then sell it. Bitcoin, somebody wants Bitcoin. It's still downside. It's still going down. It's going down really, really slow. That wouldn't give you a good sell setup. Wait for it. Don't take the trade. Wait for a setup before you go. Ethereum very much is doing the same thing. So this would probably just go back up there, give you a flat. It's probably going to come down. And it seems like they're going to go down very slow. XRP. Okay, this is starting to look downside, this piece here. So if this piece is going to drop, then we're not going to break the top. You don't have to worry about it, right? So, sorry. If this piece actually comes down here, break this low, then we will look at this as a possible upside still until you get a flag here. A flag here will mean you can sell it. So I think that is all. We will do those until we know what other traders want to look at, right? So we've got it. Bitcoin, we did. Gold, we already did. We'll look back at them. Rubles would be useless to look at because it's not tradable currency. It's only within Russia and it's highly controlled. I can show you, but that might not have any effect. The charts work when it's tradable. It's an open market tradable. So we'll take a look at it at the end of it if you still want at the end of the webinar. Gold, we were expecting gold to go up a little more, not necessarily fast, but get back to this top, and then we'll look for sales. It depends how it goes. Right? If it goes fast, we'll look for it. If it goes very slow, it will be a more complex correction. 1 second, guys. Let me take a sip of water. Sorry about that. Let's go through the one trade we're in still. That is this trade. As of now, there is no reason to close it. Now, this is the first hour that tagged me. This is the second hour I'm in. This is the third hour. If this one doesn't break out and break the top, if this closes here and the next one opens here and go there, I'll close the trade. Okay? So everybody knows that, which means it's not making this running flat we thought it's making. If it's making this running flat, then this has to go up immediately. If it stays here and stays here, I'll just close the trade for break even, or maybe a few pips, 1 or 2 pips lost. That's okay because it will cover for this one. Right? That one gave me a few pips, so I'll be okay with that. And then we will wait for the next setup. Okay, we don't have any other setup on that. So let's go now. You tell me what trades you want me to look at, what trades you're looking at that has set up, and we can go. Right? Tomorrow we have a lot of news event. Today we don't have anything. So tomorrow will be quite interesting, and I hope a lot of you can join. I hope you can help share the news. I don't think you guys are doing a great job at sharing to anybody else. I know you want to keep all of this to yourself, right? But the more people know about it, the better it will be for all of us. So let's look. 1 second, guys. Let me get the door. Sorry, guys. Working at home has its little ups and downs. The 91's instruction for me. You missed the euro yen. Let's go look at it. So now what you guys can do, type what charts you want, and I'll go look at them, right? I look at Bitcoin, we look at gold. XML, we look at that later. Let's look at the ones we have on first. Euro yen. Euro yen, we're looking for a buy setup. It's not there as yet. Right? I would need a flag. I would need an impulse and a flag. We don't get this. Could come down some more. The bigger picture is this. I think I showed already. The bigger picture is this. We are in a sideways movement here. See this? We're making a sideways movement. So I think we have to go back up. We will come back down. We'll go back up, right? So you're looking for this flat first, then you're looking for this flat, and you're looking for this flat, and then you come back here and go. So we're looking for something like this. Now we can buy it up, we can sell it down, we can buy it up, we can sell it down. So we're looking for a buy setup. What if it goes a little lower? Well, probably without me, I'm not really looking for a sell setup. I'm looking for the buy setup, and we don't have it. Well, I should say it depends on how much this consolidates here. If this consolidates quite a lot, we will consider the sell. But with a small flag, I'm not interested in a sell. There isn't a lot of risk to reward in that trade. So let's go. US market, please. Okay, we'll go look at those just now. New Zealand USD 4-hour running flat for potentially down. Yes, it's not a running flat. I think it's just a regular flat. Let's see. Yeah, just a regular flat, no running flat here. You're looking at this one. You mean this piece could possibly make this and go back up? Yeah, you could probably look for that. Come here, go back there. But if we get a sell setup from the top here, we'll take it. Right? So it's making a correction for a drop. Whether we will get a running flat in the middle, we'll see. Right now, that looks like a regular flat forming, but I think it will be a running flat. There is a smaller running flat here if you want. If you're done with this, there's a smaller one here to go there and then come back here, maybe go back up, complete this pattern, and then go. Right? So we'll see. Your Euro USD sell and you got break even. Okay, break even is a good trade. It doesn't. I'm not sure where you took it from. We look at that just now. Somebody wants Euro Yen Punkad. Let's look at Punkad, the ones we have, and then I'll come to the cryptos. So Punkad is here. Let's see. Punkad is back at the top, so let's wait. We don't have a setup in it. All right. This is what it's doing, and it looks like this. We can look at this two ways. See this piece here that had this here? We can look at this piece like that. So if we look at this as a 1, 2, 3, and all of these matching, these one up and down, then this has to go some more. This has to go some more. And once it gets some more, maybe even all the way to the top here, we're going to be looking for this straight down. This one now. Okay, this is a big correction play. It's a little weird correction in that it has a complex series of complex patterns in it. Depending on how you look at it, you can look at these as separate ones, or you can, and all of this is one huge one. So I think we just wait, let this go up some more and then look for the sell setup. Whenever it gives us a sell setup, either at this level or above this level. Because you're not going to get a buy setup on that anywhere. There is no buy setup in it. So we can wait for that. Let's go. Break even also on the Euro USD. Let's see, what is the Euro USD you guys are talking about for the break even? You are in the Euro USD sell. From where for break even? I have no idea. We're in this correction, so I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Oh, you mean you sold this and it came back up for break even? That was going to go back up. If you were talking about those little pieces, you're going to get break even because I told you this looks more like a flat forming here, right? This looks more like a flat forming in here. We got an up move, we got this, we got that, we come back here, we go back up. Pretty much why the Pong is in profit right now, right? Like I said with the Pong, if it doesn't break the top, I'll close the trade. It breaks the top, so good, we're still in the trade, we're good to go. It proves there's a small running flat there. Now it could pull back again, which means if it starts pulling back now, here's what the thought process would be. If it pull back now, when it starts going, it's going to go up, but it's going to crawl up slowly and eventually drop. So I wouldn't close the trade the second time. What I would do is I'll wait a little more, get it to break even, and just let it crawl up slowly. See how far it goes. I'll be willing to accept break even if it doesn't go. See? So they're all consolidating. All the majors are consolidating upwards for the sell. Right now. Now, I believe Pong would go faster and Pong will get to the top there. That's my belief system. That Pong is going to go faster than all of them. Because you notice Pong is still going upwards, but look at what gold and silver is doing. They're not really going upwards. They pull back pretty deep and they can't even break that top as yet. Look what Euro is doing. See? It's not really going. It goes, it breaks the top, it pull back, it's going back. So it's pretty much spelling most of the time at the bottom here. This one is mostly going upwards, right? From here to there, and it's pushing upwards all the time. That's why we decide we're going to buy the Pong and we're not buying the other ones, because the Pong has the better advantage of going. Is it the bad idea to get in now? You missed the Pong USD. Is it a bad idea to get in now? Well, it's not a great idea to get in now because that trade is gone. You will be at a disadvantage. So what I would say, what if this is over and we're turning? And if that is over and this is trying to come back down, once it pulls back here and it does it, we will close the trade. So I would say to you, wait for another flag. Wait to see whether it comes back here and then go, which is possible. So this could be 1, 2, 3. That is finished. It comes back deep here and then go. That would give me break even, and then you'll get a better trade. So jumping in the top here is not a great idea. I don't know if it's going to go. I hope it goes very fast, but I don't know that. You always want to get in the trade so you can get out for break even. That's the point, right? Get in so you can get out for break even. Okay, New Zealand Swiss. If we break the last low of that, can we say that to do that eventually? Have a diagonal ending at 15 minutes, thus we can have an entry. Okay, I think you're asking about New Zealand Swiss. Let's take a look at that. Okay, guys, I know the YouTube people most of you guys in YouTube want cryptos, right? So we ask you to do something good for the cryptos. We ask you to go and make a comment under the last video that was recorded, right? Most of you made a comment inside the chat. You need to go make a comment under that video. The video is out since morning, only 4 comments, right? Only 4 comments. Now, if we get 15 more comments there on this morning's video, 15 more comments, we will do an entire session only on crypto for you guys. You will get all the crypto you want and all the details you want on crypto with nobody stopping you, an entire hour or maybe an hour and a half. Because most of these videos we do are an hour, 40 minutes. These are long, very long videos, right? We can do one only on crypto. You just have to go there and make the comment and leave the comment that, yes, you would like to have crypto and say something about it, what you think. If you can share that as well, because it's going to be only on YouTube, right? I would open the link and I'll go live on YouTube. We haven't programmed anything on that because we don't know if we're going to do it, right? If we get enough comments tomorrow, 2:30 my time, that is going to be 10:30. I think it's Greenwich Mean Time. We'll do it. So you decide if you want it, right? Let's go. You missed. So the pounds was New Zealand, Swiss. Let's go. I can't do all at the same time. So let me go through them one at a time. New Zealand, Swiss. I think that is at the bottom here. We're going to try to do every one though. All your questions will be answered. You're looking for, don't give me the numbers. If I try to read the numbers, it will take me too long. Let me just show you what I see in it. This is what we have. So we actually dropped. That was a flag, it dropped. Now you're in more of a bigger flat forming here, see? This is kind of forming a big flat here. So I would let this flat form and then look for the breakout. If you took that breakout, you close it. So let this one form. You see that big flat forming here? Let it form and then go for the breakout. Wait till the 15. It looks like it's a mess. It looks like, but that mess makes sense if you look at it this way. If you look at this as a 1, 1, 2, 3, come back here. So you look at 1, 2, 3, then we're looking at this move up, see that move there. You're looking at something like that up, you get a running flat here, and then you look for a trade from there going up. You can either put the trade here or you can get a flag somewhere. Either would be good. So that's what we see. Numbers, I'm not sure where those numbers are. Could you please explain the difference between standard contract versus mini and micro contract? Dude, really? Google that stuff. Go Google it. We are not doing nursery school stuff here. We're talking about wave analysis. That's university stuff for you. If you don't know what is mini contracts, macro contracts, micro contracts, and standard contracts, you should not be a trader as yet. We don't do that stuff here. I don't have the patience for that. There's like a million videos explaining you how to do that, and go Google it, man. That is standard stuff. You Google it, you will know. Your broker will even tell you. Let's go. Let's talk wave analysis. Sorry for that. I know it's a rude answer, but come on. You're in a wave analysis group talking about trading here, and you're going to ask us to tell you what is a standard contract. Let's go. Did you really get, okay, USB. Let's see. No, I didn't get that one. Let me see. I think that's the USD. See, that is the Czechoslovakia one. Oh, it's the Czech krone. This one, let's go with it. See, it's not Czechoslovakia now. It's Czech and Slovakia, right? So sorry. Yeah, I'm old school. Yeah. So let's see what this is on the 4-hour. all basic knowledge you guys want on trading. If you're a new trader, go Google those stuff. You can get it. You don't need to buy any basic course. You don't need to go and join anybody for those stuff. It's all available in the internet and it's free, right? Go get it. It's free. There's a lot of traders out there talking about it, basic stuff, how brokers work, what is a pip, what is all of those stuff, everything you want to know about basic, what is a MACD, how the MACD works, what is everything else that you want to know about trading, that you need to know about trading. I think you can go, there's a very good site. I don't want to recommend any site here that, will distract you, but Google that stuff. It's all in the internet. You're going to get everything you want to know. Spend about 6 months. Don't make a single light trade until you spend 6 months doing all of that stuff. If you're a new trader, you need to spend 6 months Googling, searching, researching what trading is about, all the methods that exist, all the type of analysis that exists. And when you got all of that covered, please make an effort to come and watch my videos, because only then you will understand what method we're using and even what we are doing here, right? Because this is one of the most complex analysis you're going to find out there. So very good setup here for you if you wanted this trade to come here and there's a chance you can break out. I think this is clear, right? Once I draw it up, you can see the structure, right? Now, here's the question. Do I think this is going up more? Because this is a big flat. We need to go on the higher time frame. If you think it's going to go up more, you need to come to the higher time frame and see where you are on the biggest structure, right? So you'll come here and you'll say, oh, weekly. We wouldn't get it on the daily, so I have to be in the weekly. So when I come in the weekly structure, the first thing I want to do is draw a line here. I think that's clear, right? I think that's the first thing you want to do when you get there, right? And think of this as coming back to retest these lows. See? So there probably would be one single trade to the bottom here, which is not a bad trade. You see this sharp one here? I think that belongs to this. I will go with an idea it belongs to this. I'm not sure whether this is the top, but when I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my thought process is this has to go back up, even if this belongs to it, right? Even if you think that this is the first impulse down on that move, put this as a zone correction. This is the first impulse down. That is the first move up. Now you're making a flat here of its own. This flat eventually goes back up. So if this is the move up, you're going to go there. And then if this move is valid and this move is real and it comes back there, then your chances are you could come back here, make this one, and then go back up. But for you, that's analysis. That's just long-term analysis. You need to trade. The trade right now looks like it can come down. And if it comes down, it's a single drop. Maybe did we break the tops? Let me just make sure where we are in the tops here for you. Right now, this is not just your trade. This is education. Right? We never broke the top. So you're looking at these tops downwards. This one did not break this. This one did not break the low. So it's not a necessity that we don't break the low. We could break it because you could be talking about a separate flat in the middle, and you could be talking about this coming down, but just assume that it will not break. So assume that this trade you get, if you get a setup like there, right to the top there, it's going to come here, and then it's going to go back up. Make that assumption. If you're lucky, they will come break this low here, and then go back up, which would make this 1, 2, 3 in the middle, and 1, 2, 3. Right now, I'm looking at it a little different because this is not the most corrective part. This one is, and this one is. So I'm expecting them to drop here and go back up. I hope that helps you. Let's go. So I missed a lot of the things you guys are asking. I got that one. I got I got that one. Gold is making its way to the 15-minute stop. Yep, that's expected. That's what we just said. It's going to go back to the top. Oh, sorry, 15 minutes. That was a wrong time frame. Yeah, it's coming back to the top here. So when it gets there, then we will start to think of whether we have a sell setup. Right? When it gets to the top there, then we will think. Now, if this is going to take off, we would need a flag above here. Remember, I said this flag is not really reliable. If you bought it, great. It means you know how to manage those small trades, right? When it gets to the top here, that's a problem. Remember what Euro did when it got there, right? If you don't follow the pattern. Right, Euro just taught everybody a lesson who think that sometimes they can go up and down for a while and they go back to the top and they'll come back to the bottom because you're in a consolidation. So trading within this is a risk. And the same thing with gold, but the consolidation is a little better. I think it's going to come back down. I think this one here is coming back down here. We have this move down. It's probably going to do this. I don't know how much they're going to do this, but yeah, the sell setup is good. So if you get a sell setup from above the top, Now you're talking business, right? Now we can look for a trade. If this comes here and give us a sell setup somewhere here, that will be a trade I'll take. So, sorry, once the top is broken, let it break the top, come back here, give you a flag here. That becomes a trade back to the low, because even if it doesn't break out, it's coming back to this low, right? Even if it doesn't break through this one. Now, if this is 1, 2, 3, and it's going to break through, good for us. If it's not 1, 2, 3, and I don't think it's 1, 2, 3, it's going to come back here and go back up and then drop. So now you understand where the higher probability trades are. That is a higher probability trade. So let's see if we get that. Okay, let's go to, we got that now. Somebody's asking, let's go through to all the charts you guys want. Somebody want SPY, I don't think I have that one. You want the top one? Let's go with the top one. That's the ETF. You don't want the ETF. You want, they're all ETFs. So I'm just going to use the top one. You want the S&P 500? Tell me which one of these you want. This is the stress versus, we'll just go with the top one and see. I hope that is the one you want. Right? What are you looking for here? Pretty much like all like the S&P, it's similar to the S&P 500. I'm not sure why this is more like the S&P 500 chart. Doesn't really differentiate very much. You got a sharp move here. You got this one is not such a sharp move here. See this is not such a sharp move. So it's the possibilities it can come here and then you're looking for upside. We will get this sharp move, but we'll get it much later. So this looks right now, this piece looks upside to me. This whole piece here. We're in some kind of a consolidation. And there's a good chance that just this small trade is going to come back here. I'm in the 1 hour, and then you try to see if you can get it to the upside. Now, if we break out of this completely, if it breaks out of this completely, you will have to wait for a correction up and then sell it back to this low. As of now, I think they'll just come here and go back up. We might get a sharp one here sometime later. Go for running flat and just go back up again. So basically, on what I see in the bigger charts, that's the pattern I'm thinking.
Anil?
Right? Yes, go ahead.
I think he says the ES1 is the ticker he's looking for.
The ES1. Okay. So you have to type the one you're actually looking for so I can get it, right? Let's go back to where you are. You want, we already looked at NASDAQ for you, so let's go to this one. ES1. Give me the ticker because I am not going to look at that. Again, you have more than that. You're looking for this one, the futures and the E-mini. It's the same thing, right? It's just add some more nearby BT. This is the futures, E-mini, and the S&P 500. So let's see. This is the one you're looking for? Give me a yes. Do we have a yes for this? Let's see.
He's on YouTube, so he'll have a delay. Let me see.
There'll be a delay. Same thing already covered. He said same thing, it's already covered. So pretty much it's going to be the same thing. I think so. Okay. Let's go. What else? What else we have that I missed? I'm going to go through all if you guys hold a second. So we got that. We did this one. NASDAQ we did already. All the cryptos that are new cryptos that we have to add on. Just please wait a second. New Zealand, we already did that. Somebody deleted 2 messages. Their message. Okay. Faraz, glad to see you here. Let's see. What's the message, my friend? I was scaled to the 4-hour chart in New Zealand. When you address my comment, you were in the 15 minutes. You want the 4-hour chart in New Zealand? I'm looking for the trade right now. I don't think we have any trade in the 4-hour charts that you're looking for. Oh, you mean this bigger running flat? So there's a lot of stuff going on right here, right now. Whether this is going to go back up to the top for that running flat, it's possible, but I don't see that right now. That's what we're looking for. We're expecting this to go back and make that running flat, but it wasn't moving as fast as we would like it to move, so we'll just wait a little bit. If it makes a running flat but goes up really slow, then no problem. We'll let it get there and then we'll sell it, because this is not, I would not buy into this now. The depth of this pullback is the problem. So if you're talking about that running flat, that makes sense. I think that's what you're talking about, right? So let's go. And I think we did NASDAQ already for you. We can go back to it if you didn't see it. So we're looking for a sell setup on this. Take this out. So I hope now you got out, right? So this morning I explained yesterday, if you sold that, your stop was above this stop here, right? Let me explain how wave analysis works. So the trade was to take this one, put your stop here, just like this trade was to take that one, put your stop, you got this trade. Now this one, tagged, you pull back. If you didn't close it here, I explained that this morning. Well, you guys should rewatch those videos and watch it. You're going to learn quite a lot. It goes here. I said this, if you'd missed that chance, this is going to come here, take off the trade here, right? Because it's going to go back up. Now, actually, this was a buy setup here. I don't know how many of you are tracking it in the short term. That was a good buy setup to get back to this top. So now we're at the top there, and here's a good deal. This is 1, 2, 3. We have to come down back for this one. So it will come back here. And then the buy setup here, if you get a similar buy setup here, that would be a good trade. Because it will go and break these stops. It's going to go through that top. Remember, it's coming this way. So it's going to go through the top. Now, how high this go is anybody's guess. Literally, that's anybody's guess. Why? Because what if we're trying to go break this stop? What if this was all the consolidation? What if this is a correction and that is all the correction? This trade, when it comes back here and could go through the top. Right? Now, I'm not expecting them to do that. I'm just giving you possibilities because we're looking at a bigger structure. And when you look at a bigger structure, you're thinking, okay, well, that seems a little far-stretched. It could happen, but it's far-stretched. So when it comes here and you buy it, it's going to go back to break this stop. And when it breaks this stop, you need to get your trade into profit because this would likely do this. See? That's this is an 80% chance that this is a 20% chance. But you will buy it, right? So if it goes up all the way to the top, congratulations, you got a really good trade. Did well. If it stops and it started to come back, you still got a good trade. But now you will get the sell setup, which would be amazing. So put it back in the 15. And if you guys, if you have the skill level to do that, you can do it. So I'm going to draw it, and then we're going to work with all the options with you tomorrow when we come in. First option is I think this is going to come back and retest this low. And then you're going to be looking for this. You're going to be looking for this. And you're going to be looking for this trade, which has to break through these stops. Now, we're going to put a second one, which is the possibility that it could go through the top. I'm going to put it a little lower. Or the possibility of it dropping. Both of them, if it goes up, you're still in the trade. If it turns and it starts to go, you're going to get out of that trade and you'll get into the sell somewhere here. You'll get, so I'll just put the small flag here. You wait for a small flag here and you get into sell. That is the plan. Right now, I am going to close once I finish this. I'm off, so I wouldn't be trading the upside, but tomorrow I'll be trading the downside. See, that's wave analysis for you. Works like magic. Let's go. What else are you looking for? What did I miss? Okay, here's what we're going to do. So many as a comment in the meeting. Oh, that is Vic writing and ES1. We got that. So let's start back from new. Now I got both chat at the bottom. Type, even if you type before, type what charts you need and only charts. What charts you need, which is what charts you see a trade set up on. What charts we're active on the Pong only. Anybody else? If you were active on a trade you want me to look at, type that one. I will just look at all the charts. At the end of it, we will look at anything else you guys want. We'll take any questions you want. Let's go. Second, I'm not reading all your comments, right? Remember that. So I definitely don't cover all the comments you're making. That is why I'm saying, let me just, because I'm looking at 5 screens and I'm focused on the one screen where I'm drawing, that is this one. So I can't read all the comments all the time. If I miss anything, you will have to excuse that. Don't take it first. Don't just retype it. I'll look at it. So type right now which chart you want to look at. Let's go look at the trade we're on right now. That is the Pong. And it's going good. So the running flat proves to be what we think it is, a running flat. Right? This proves to be a small running flat. And now we broke the top. So hopefully that it could take off and go. Let's see. And after it goes, if it makes any pullback, go again, we will move that into positive. So this is the second trade entry, and this is what we call trade management. I can tell you what this, since nobody's typing any chart, or I'm not seeing anybody really typing any chart. I don't see anybody typing any chart, right? I can tell you what trade management does for you. Now, if you heard trade management anywhere in any other video for the last 2 years, it's because that's something we started, right? There's another word you're going to hear. There's another thing you're going to hear about patterns, but I'm not going to give you the code word. I already mentioned it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what is it a couple months from now, because we mentioned it the first time today. And I'm pretty sure you're all going to hear it when you listen to patterns. It's going to be all over the net, right? I like to create new things and then they spread. Right? So you will all hear about trade management. Trade management is about a system of maximizing your profit, minimizing your loss. So what we do, instead of keeping a trade for a very long term, although we know it's going to go, is once it starts to consolidate, we exit the trade at the very bottom of the consolidation and we re-enter that trade. And that works like magic, because sometimes when it doesn't go, if you keep the trade, you end up at break-even. Whereas in this case, you pull the profit out and you re-enter if it goes. If it doesn't go, great, you already got your profit. That is in terms of trade that goes. Trade that are not going, get the hell out of it as fast as you possibly can. But since I don't want you to just jump in and jump out of trade, there has to be rules as to how you're going to do that. And we have developed a series of rules for every given setup that you can find. So any setup that you have, there is a set of rules of how we're going to manage that trade. Specific rules for specific trades. And that's what we do every day in our trading room. Our trading room is exactly what we're doing here now, except with a little more details. I think you can guess that we're not giving all the details out right now, right? If we were in the trading room itself, then you will get a few more details. My traders would have noticed the difference that sometimes some of the things I'm not giving the full details here, which is, can't expect everything to go right. We also trade during the news, a momentum strategy, which we wouldn't do here, right? So all of that is what you get when you join us. Let's go. Can you please look at DAX? We can do that. We looked at DAX already. We're going to look at it again. We're looking for a buy setup, I think, this morning. Yeah, we're looking for a buy setup. Now, here's what you're going to look at. It made a move down, it made a move up, and it starts to consolidate. It did come back here. So this is going to go up, but this is not going to go very much out of that. It's going to come back here, give you a flat, and then go. You can buy this if you want. I wouldn't say don't buy it, because if it becomes a running flat, it will be a really good trade. By buying it, I mean you have to wait for a setup to buy. If you jump in the trade, you can watch it break the low first. So the question is, can this come and break this low and then go back up? And that changes everything I just tell you. If this comes and break this low and then go back up there, you get a flat here for, let's call a running flat, but now you're not going to go up. Now you're going to come down. So how deep you're going to come down is another question. It could come pretty deep and then go back up, or sorry, it could come very shallow here and then go back up, or it could be the start of the biggest down move. Right now, we're not looking at a downside because the bigger picture is upside. We broke this top, and that could make a huge difference in what this pattern does here, right? And that if this pattern here is a running flat, if this turns out to be a running flat, this trade for a sell is a good idea, because we don't know that it doesn't come here. Of course, we'd expect it to come here and go back up. But because you broke the top, dropping to the bottom is a possibility. See the difference? That is why these tops and bottoms are very important. So I explained once in one of my videos a year or two back why tops and bottoms are very important for traders. And one person, pretty confused person, went and wrote a video that tops and bottoms are not so important when you're trading. Somebody went and watched his video and then sent it to me and said, hey, you told us tops and bottoms are important. This guy said it's not important. What should I do? I'm like, do whatever you want. That's your problem, not my problem. I know why they're important, right? I don't know why you think they're not important or why that person thinks they're not important. Good luck to you. right? Ask the guy from Bitcoin how tops and bottoms are important. He will tell you. I think he was in our room. Victor said he was in the room the first time I mentioned it. Ask this guy how tops and bottoms are important. He is going to tell you, right? Let me go to the daily. You have to go to the daily for that, right? Ask this guy how tops and bottoms are important. Remember what I said when we broke that top? Like I just explained to you, when you break that top, you're going to drop like a rock. And guess what he said? This guy is foolish. He's no good. Don't listen to him. He has no idea what he's talking about. I just sold my house and bought Bitcoin. I hope he didn't do that. He just said that, but he said it, right? So whether he's right or wrong, somebody might listen to him and say, yep, I would like Bitcoin to go to 200,000 because that's where he expected to go when he sold his house and bought Bitcoin. Well, breaking the top is important if you understand what you're looking for. I would never stop talking about this guy. I hope he comes out someday. I really want him to come out and say, hey, it's me, man. What are you doing? You're overpressuring me. But he went and made that comment, and that comment will stay with me forever. He sold his house and bought Bitcoin. Good luck to you. Right? So he's giving me something to talk about for the rest of the time until Bitcoin get back to the top. Because he's right now suffering for not listening. Tops and bottoms are important if you understand what you're looking for. If you understand how structure works, they're very important. Okay, so our trade is going really good right now. Like that, it's moving, starting to push up. Let's go. It's going up like everything else, but it's moving faster than them. So I hope it keeps moving fast. All right, Aussie just broke the top, by the way. Aussie just broke the top. Aussie just broke this top. That is important. Remember, I told you to take this trade. It's a trade, right? I told you it's a trade. If you want to take it, well, you better start moving that stop to break even. Right? Move that stop to break even because right now they can come right back here. That doesn't mean it's not going to go some more. I'm just telling you that by the way we look at patterns, it could come right back now. So if you took the trade, move it to break even. I didn't. I took the pound trade. New Zealand also broke the top again. So this running flat is quite good. This running flat just proves to be right. Now they can come back here. They can go a little more and then come back here. We're going to come back for this one, make a flat, and then go back up, right? I hope Pong doesn't come back down. I hope Pong keeps going up while these are still, or at least Pong goes sideways while they're coming down. The same thing with gold and silver. We broke the tops. So now that silver hasn't even broken the top as yet. Nope, silver hasn't. So it still will break. It will break the top, and then we'll look for the downside. So when they break these top, if you get sell set up, short-term sell set up, you can take the trades. I wouldn't be here, but if you can manage them, my traders can do that. Because if they drop, they might break through the low. I'm not saying it will, but they might. I think they're going to be more complex, which means I don't think they'll break through the lows. I think they're going to come here and come back here and go back up, right? So, but it's tradable range. The range is tradable. Let's see the gold range. The gold range is tradable, right? I think it's tradable if you get a flag to sell to come back here. Euro range, no, don't trade the euro. Forget about the euro. Pong, this is only upside. Even if this pulls back, just try to get some profit out and wait for another consolidation. Well, I'll probably move mine to break even instead. If this pull back, it's a tradable range. This is big. This is how many pips? Back to the low is about 50 something pips, so you can get a trade. This is a tradable range. If this thing comes here and give you a flag right here, that's a tradable range back to the low. It might come slow, but you don't have to push it, right? Let it come. I think the range is tradable back to the low, right? So that will be a good trade. I don't think it's going to break through because this is the biggest flat so far. Well, they have a big one here, but that one is relatively, New Zealand might not be so tradable. It just broke the top. So this is how much? This is 40, less than the Aussie. Yen, you don't have anything. Stay away from that for now. CAD, okay, it didn't break the top, so we got a bigger running flat here. Right, so this is the running flat now. Perfect. So you've got 1, 2, 3. If you get a buy setup, you can buy it above this top, but the buy setup would be better if you can get it from here going up. If you can get a flag here for this one, right? And sometimes you do get that flag. Breaking this top, you have to be careful. Just like when they drop and break the low, you have to be careful. So Swiss, stay away from it. It does have a running flat. I'm not sure that is the running flat. I'm not sure this is the running flat here. There's a chance it's going to come lower. So stay away from this one. Okay, that's for the majors. Tell me what is US oil. I can see somebody wants US oil. Let's go look at US oil. You have a sell setup and you have a perfect sell setup. This is a perfect sell setup. You're going to expect it to come and break this low. Once it breaks this low, you'll have to be careful, right? Once it breaks this low here, you'd have to be careful because from there, they can go right back up. I think you can see the flat here if you look at it this way. There's a good chance this is making a flat here. See, the biggest correction is in here, so they could probably come back here, make a flat, and then go back up. So you'd have to be careful at that point. What other trade? Gala USD. I think we have that one on. Let me see where that is. So the bottom somewhere here, we have it. Somebody asked for that already. Okay, it's not here. Let's put it on. USDT. Yeah, I remember somebody asked. This was the flat for the upside. Let's see where we are in the bigger picture. It's coming down, but it's coming down very corrective. Do we have anything to match this for? Sorry, I shouldn't have moved that. That was the low. I want to check to see if we have anything to match that for a running flat. Oh, this is the absolute low. We broke this low here already. So we have one here. You see the sharp move here? I don't think this belongs to anything. This very sharp move here. See that there? That could possibly be a long, drawn-out running flat. So this could work its way down to the bottom, break the low, and then go up. So what you're going to do, it's going to go up eventually, unless it actually totally collapses, which I don't know that they're going to happen. I think most of them will eventually. So here's the thing. If it collapses, you wouldn't be in the trade. The method I'm going to give you, if this thing collapses, you wouldn't be in the trade. So we're going to go back on the 1 hour. And I'll show you what you're going to do. Remember this trade, if you bought it, you close that trade, right? The idea is if you bought this, you would buy it here, you would put a stop here. When it starts to do this, you close the trade or you put this at break even. You'll do exactly the same thing here. If it makes a flag here, you'll put an entry above the top, you'll put a stop here. When it goes up there, you put it to break even. If they keep going, that's your trade. If they come back, you're out of the trade. So you can do this a number of times until you get the one single trade that breaks out, because it looks like it's going to break out. There is a sharp move coming still. This one, I don't think we have anything for this sharp move. So at some point, this is going to happen, which means one of this is going to go to the top, make a running flat, go back down, and then take off. So keep your eyes out for that. Look for buy setups. If you want to sell it, this sells a short term, right? Possible weekly expanding flat for GR30. Weekly expanding flat. Why would you care about that for the next possible trade? That's mostly for analysis. That is German 30, let's say. Weekly expanding flat. Oh, you're talking about this piece in here. It's way at the top. I would probably exclude that already. I wouldn't look at that as an expanding flat. I see what you're talking about, but because it's so high, we'll probably even go with this one as a running or contracting flat. I think that would be a better deal, right? So just like you go with this one here as this flat here. Because this is moving way fast. Probably even this would probably, do we have anything to match that piece? That might be a running flat. No, that actually is, this sharp one doesn't have anything. So if anything, no, but this actually went up fast. So that would just have to go with this correction. Somewhere in there, you'd look at something like that. See, we have a few of these. So I wouldn't put any of that. It could come back down because, you know, you broke the tops. And you haven't really broken this top as yet, but there is no need for that. You broke this top, and if anything, they can come back deep. Maybe even get a sharp drop like this and go back. If we get a sharp drop, go back, we'll put that. This one has a series of running flat in the weekly. Okay. The pattern is pretty clear, right? So you're at the top there. If we're making something bigger here, if they're making something bigger in this range, then this is relatively sharp. Running flat, expanding flat here and come back. I think it could be more complex than that, but let's see. I'm not excluding the expanding flat, but I really don't like it at this moment. Too complex for that. So keep an eye on it, see what happens here. It could go higher. Good job, by the way. Okay, Vic will have to leave, so we'll have to close up in about 15 minutes. So let's go. Any other trades? Any other thing that I missed? Oil, I already did. Euro, pound. Let's say Euro, pound very quick. We will do a couple more and then we'll call it a day. All right, so Euro, pound is coming down still. There is no sell setup until you get a flag here. We want the sell setup, but we don't have the sell setup. So it's still a buy if you want to put the buy above here, if you want to put the buy here, until we get a flag, right? Gold, please. We did gold like 10 times, my friend. You just came in. Gold, we're looking for. So I can give the details of gold 5 minutes. So come on, guys. If we can't do this gold every 3 minutes, we just did this. We're waiting for a flag here. If it does make a flag here in the 15 minutes, you can trade it down back to the bottom. Wait for a 15 minutes flag. Right? You will need the flag to confirm that it's actually coming down. Okay, what else? Oil, we did gold, we did. What else you guys looking at? We did the Gala one, this one. Vic, anything else here I missed? Euro pound, we did. Euro yen, we did. Okay, so we did everything. I'm going to look at the one trade I'm in and the trade we are actually going. It's going up slowly, so no need to worry, right? If you use the rules I use to manage it, you don't have to worry about it. If you're in the trade and you don't know what to do, if you kept this one, put it at break even. If you close and re-enter here, wait for this to pull back. If it goes back up, put it to break even. Or take out the trade, whichever you want, right? So if at any given point you're in any of these trades, but you don't know what to do with it and you're positive, close the trade. If you're slightly negative, you don't know what to do and you feel you're going to panic, close the trade. As a matter of fact, if you take a trade and you don't know what you're going to do with the trade, close the trade. Right? That's why we teach our traders to be independent traders. So when I give my views is just a view they're actually trying to see if they have the same view. If it differs, then they will try to figure out what's the difference and how they should look at it, right? That's all. And basically they trade by themselves. Like just before I came in here, Johan was with all the guys in the trading room. In the morning before I go in, either Ivan or some one of the other guys, Joji or somebody else, or Pratam or somebody's going to be there with all the guys trading, right? I don't even have to be there. They'll trade without me. And it works excellent. Exin, I think you said that the end we can take a look at the rubles. We don't have that on, but I don't think it's. Let me just look at that and then we'll go back. I don't want to be on while you're gone. I can't manage everything. Rubles, USD. No. RUS, USD, right? I think that's the code. I even forget what's the code for rubles. It's USD, RUS, right? So it's USD, RUS, right? Come on. RUB. USD, RUB. Yes. Sorry. I haven't looked at rubles a long time. I don't think this has any value. I'll be honest with you. That is not the price. Right? This price is not real by any means. And I don't think this chart is even real. This chart is different from the chart we had. So let me look at the USD rubles. Let's look at one that, let's see IDC. Yeah, this is a better chart. This is the IDC chart. This is the chart we should use. So that drop. And by the way, if any one of you were here, remember the guy who was saying when we were looking at this going up and gold was going up. I like these guys. They're really funny. They make my day sometime. Remember, gold was going up. And I was, guys, don't worry, gold is going up, but it's going to drop. Be careful. If you're in a buy, watch it. It's going to drop. And this very smart guy came out. I think it was a couple of days when the war just started, and he came out and said, "Somebody, please tell him." He didn't say what. Somebody, please tell him. Actually, when I saw that, I really started laughing because really, you're going to tell me what's happening in Russia? I'm living there. I still have my apartment there. And you're trying to tell me that there's a war going on. Okay, so I said, I'll wait. I'll give him a few seconds and wait for the gold to start dropping. And then I went and I said, you want to come and tell me now? And he disappeared. Where's that guy, man? I love those guys. Where is he? I want him to come and tell me now. The war is still on. Gold is down, rubles is down. You want to come and tell me now wave analysis is more strong than your war? Because it is. That was pure manipulation. This was pure manipulation that couldn't sustain itself. That was momentary. That's something that happened in the spur of time, and then it dropped. So you're pretty much in this, and this will probably work its way up for a long time. It's going to be in that range for a while. It might even get flatter, which means it might come more like this. It's not going to get stronger, and it's definitely not going to get weaker because it's controlled. It's highly controlled. You cannot buy US dollars in Russia. You cannot sell US dollars in Russia. If you have a bank account in US dollar in Russia, you cannot take out the US dollar. There's a minimum how much you can take out. I think 1,000. I'm not sure how much. 1,000 at a time you can take out. There's a limit of how much you can take out on your US dollar to use. So if you have a lot of US dollars stock there, it is stock there because you can't take them out. You can convert it to rubles and take it out to use, but you can't take it out as US dollars. So this price will not really mean anything to us. It's not tradable. You can't even trade it in Russia. You can go and buy it and sell it. You might be able to sell it to the bank. The bank will take it from you. They need the US dollar, but they will not sell to you freely. That's the difference. So this price, although it's still within the structure, it wouldn't mean anything. So, okay, guys, Vic has to go. Thank all of you for coming. Remember to go leave your comments. If I don't get by tomorrow morning 50 comments about you guys wanting that crypto, then it's not going to happen, right? It means I'm not going to spend 2 hours doing the webinar just for 5 people. So if you guys really want it, and there are about 50 of you who ask me for cryptos every time, and if you know 50 more crypto traders who would like to join us, please share the link, share the video, let them watch it, and let them decide if they would like to join us. I'm going to see all of you tomorrow morning. Trade with care. Tomorrow is a very interesting day. There's a lot of news event. I don't know when exactly anybody knows exactly when the yen news is going to come out? Because they had this tentative here. Mustafa, if you're using your camera, you might at least want to put on your shirt, my friend. If you guys, that's what you call naked trading, right? So thank all of you for coming. Mustafa just made our day very nice. He actually came on without his shirt. So all of you take care, trade with care. And remember, manage your trade very well. No problem. That was funny. That was good. Right? You just made everybody smile. So don't worry. Not a big deal. Right? So everybody take care, trade with care. I know. I'm kidding. Don't worry. So all of you take care, trade with care. See all of you tomorrow. Right? Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Anil.
Vic, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope we didn't
Thank
keep
you,
you back
Vic.
too much. Take care. Bye.